Steve Jobs, a great visionary. Steve Jobs, the co-founder and CEO of Apple, was born in San Francisco, California, on 24th February 1955. His father, Paul, was a machinist who worked for a company that made lasers and taught his son rudimentary electronics. Jobs was not a regular type of student. At Monteloma Elementary School in Mountain View, he was a prankster whose fourth-grade teacher needed to bribe him in order to make him study. He proved to be so bright that administrators wanted to push him ahead to high school, but his parents did not agree. Following high school in 1972, Jobs enrolled at Reed College in Portland, Oregon. He dropped out of college after 6 months and spent the next 18 months dropping in and out of courses, including one in calligraphy. In 1974, Jobs took a job as a technician at Atari Incorporated in Los Gatos, California. He came to India in search of spiritual enlightenment. He left India after 7 months. Jobs' association with Steve Wozniak proved to be a milestone. Jobs, Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne founded Apple Computers in the garage of Jobs' parents. They funded their entrepreneurial venture after Jobs sold his Volkswagen bus and Wozniak sold his beloved scientific calculator. Jobs and Wozniak revolutionized the computer industry by democratizing the technology and making the machines smaller, cheaper, and accessible to ordinary consumers. 3 years after the release of Apple's second model, Apple II, sales increased by 2% in 1980. Following a strict competition with IBM, resulting in a drop in sales, Steve had to resign as Apple's CEO in 1985 to begin a new hardware and software company called Next. Apple Incorporated eventually bought the company in 1997. That same year, Jobs returned to his post as Apple's CEO. Apple introduced many revolutionary products as the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, iPod, and iPhone, all of which have dictated the evolution of modern technology. After a long battle with cancer, Steve Jobs died on October 5, 2011. He was 56 at the time of his death. Jobs was a demanding perfectionist who always aspired to position his products at the forefront of the IT industry by setting trends in innovation and style. Even while on his bed in the hospital, Jobs designed new devices that would hold the iPad in a hospital bed. He also observed the oxygen monitor on his finger and suggested ways to revise the design for simplicity. His last words, spoken a few hours before his death, were, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow." The list below shows his achievements. Honors and awards. 1985, National Medal of Technology by President Ronald Reagan. 1989, Entrepreneur of the Decade title. February 2012, Grammy Trustee Award posthumously. March 2012, named as the greatest entrepreneur of our time. There is one great message that we get from Steve Jobs' life. Whatever you choose to invest your life in, be sure that what you do is storing treasure in heaven.